Hey everyone, welcome to Car Ray Rob. I'm Ray.
I'm Rob.
And this is our before and after breakdown of the Logan trailer. Speaking of that title, Logan, Rob, that title in itself is a little interesting. It's just Logan.
Yeah, I mean, it's clear that the Wolverine character is one of the more popular characters in the X-Men universe. And
the most, maybe.
Yeah, maybe the most. I mean, and to have a movie, a solo movie, where the name Wolverine is not even mentioned in the title, I think that's a pretty ballsy move on their part.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. They're really banking on just the notoriety of the character, and maybe part of that is because this is Hugh Jackman's ninth run at the character.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're just assuming at this point that they can do that and they can get away with it. The audience is going to know who is in this movie, know that it's a Wolverine movie, and they're not going to worry about it.
Yeah, this is Hugh's last run at Wolverine.
I mean, people say that all the time. Daniel Craig said that, Spectre's my last James Bond movie, made kind of a big spectacle of that, and now there's supposedly talks that he might do the next. I don't know. Who knows?
Be in a Deadpool movie.
Right? Yeah, there's
still got those cameos to make the X-Men money make movie.
Picture floating around with him and Pierce Brosnan and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, what could that be?
What could that be? I mean, who knows?
Yeah. So throw enough money at him, I'm sure he'd come back. I would.
Yeah.
What about? I'll tell you something that I really did not respond to well with this movie at first was the R rating. I felt like they were just jumping on the Deadpool bandwagon.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, for a franchise that has not, ventured into R-rated territory, I mean, yes, the character could easily lend that way, but for something they haven't done up until now, I think, that having it
interesting,
pushing it to like you said with the Deadpool thing, it kind of felt forced. And I agree.
You've set an audience for 8 movies about a PG-13 character, so to kind of jump, I don't know, it seems weird. It could definitely work. The character can definitely work, but I'm hoping they did it because it had to be done and not because they wanted to just go and do it.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I mean, it's hard. I mean, for a movie of this type to be R-rated, it is hard for it to make money. Yes, Deadpool did that, but that is kind of the exception to the rule so right far, now. I mean, most times, anything like that, studios run for the hills. So, I mean, maybe they've got confidence, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see there. And really speaking of that, Rob, we did see that first teaser a couple months ago, and I'll say I loved it. I mean, totally, I flipped 180. I got really excited for this movie. Really looked like they were doing something that was pretty cool and unique.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's definitely at least from that first teaser trailer, it didn't feel like anything we've seen thus far from the X-Men universe. I mean, they're really kind of taking that chance. So, I mean, it's just like chance on chance on chance, with this, which is cool and very intriguing. Yeah.
Gritty, down to earth, grounded look. Seems like this is a character, again, that lends itself to that. So, definitely excited about that.
Yeah, for sure. But even with seeing that first teaser trailer, there's always fears. Always.
There are some fears, especially here.
Yeah, I mean, the Wolverine solo movies, they've been a little hit and miss.
They're is this incline, but they started low.
I mean, is this a trilogy? Like, are we supposed to look at it this way? I mean, the Wolverine, was directed by Mangold. This one's directed by Mangold.
And does Wolverine Origins even exist anymore in the timeline?
Yeah.
Because the Deadpool movie totally acts like it doesn't exist.
Yeah,
right?
They make fun of that movie that it even.
Yeah. I mean, that's the Deadpool that was in the movie we saw last year is not the Deadpool that was in X-Men Origins.
Yeah, no.
So I think that's kind of interesting because this is the third movie, but it's almost like just the sequel.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, you've seen Xavier, he's kind of, he himself seems the old, frail, sick, I mean, there's a lot of timelines at work here, Days of Future Past kind of went to the future. Yeah, I don't even know exactly what timeline this movie is going to take place in. I don't know if anybody will until we actually watch the movie and see how they connect it to whatever movies they're going to connect it to.
Which will be different than something you've ever seen before, because if this movie takes place after Days of Future Past, which is what I think I have heard, that's not the same timeline that the first 2 movies happened in. So you're having a third movie that's in a completely different timeline than the first 2 movies. So to this Wolverine character, those first 2 movies might never even happened.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird. I think that might take some, trying to get your bearings on.
I think they're gonna drive right by that and act like
really make this a true standalone movie. I actually think that's the best case scenario for this trilogy. But the release date itself is so weird for a movie like
this.
this.
The March 3rd date.
Yeah, the March 3rd date is insane. I mean, it's not summer. I mean, it is not summer.
That's
so,
where you expect to make money if you're a studio.
I mean, a superhero movie, coming out in the summer. I mean, that's bread and butter. But they're not doing that, and they're not even following. And it's not the holidays, like following Marvel moving into the November release dates. Not even doing that. So
even Deadpool kind of jumped on Valentine's Day a little bit and kind of pretend to sell it as a date movie, and
right, exactly.
Kind of tied into that holiday weekend.
That's the thing with Deadpool is this whole other. I mean, that's an enigma in and of itself. But a Wolverine movie. I mean, in your mind, you'd say summer, and that's not what they're doing. Release. I mean, I don't know if they just are afraid that this type of Wolverine movie wouldn't fare well in summer, wouldn't be able to stand up to the competition.
Do they think it's a blockbuster, or do they think it's...
Yeah, but I mean, the fact that they made it, and they're putting it out there, even if they are doing March 3rd, I mean, I think that could say something really big for Fox, especially if it's what we think it's going to ultimately look like.
And this trailer's going to let us know. This trailer's going to be... It has to be make or break because the movie comes out so soon, so...
Exactly. Well, let's find out. Let's find out exactly what we're getting ready to watch.
Let's do it.
Do it right now.
Brutal.
Yeah.
My first reaction is brutal. That trailer, the action that they showed was brutal. It was very violent.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely upped the action from the first trailer to the second trailer. But, even with the extra added action, I don't feel like they were overemphasizing the action like you see from a lot of action movie trailers. Like, they still were really focusing on the main story, which I thought was really cool. And it kept that intensity.
They're not using the action as a spectacle, as like... This is a big action scene because this is the end of the movie. Doesn't seem like that.
Yeah, no.
And so that was cool. They're still keeping that grounded feel. The tone of the movie hasn't changed from trailer to trailer, so that's definitely probably the tone we're going to get.
The only thing that I feel like for me changed was I feel like in the first trailer there was almost like a post-apocalyptic kind of feel to it because it was like... they
talk about how all the mutants are gone, so you think, well, what's happening?
So, and even just like the set design and stuff like that, it just seemed more post-apocalyptic. This is not, it kind of shows that's not the case, the opening and the gas station, obviously, there's still a world, and stuff like
they're
that.
Not by themselves.
Yeah, but, it still works. It definitely still works.
Definitely. And I thought something that definitely worked was the addition of X-23. She definitely had an expanded role in this trailer. And she kicked some butt. She was pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, in the first trailer, she was kind of just there. They referenced her, a couple of quick cuts of her, but nothing, really of any importance. No.
And now you kind of show that, she can definitely take care of herself.
Oh, yeah. Ripped out a couple of throats.
She cut off a couple of arms. And all these guys she's with have, like, mechanical body parts, so you kind of think, did she do that? Did she, dice and slice these guys?
Sure.
I really like the part where when she was first coming at the guys, they kind of looked scared of her, and they're like, no, don't. That was kind of cool.
They know her. They know what she can do.
Yeah. So that was cool. And, it's kind of interesting to me because I didn't know where she was going to fit in this movie. I thought when they were first including her that they were just including her to kind of pass along the Wolverine torch so they could use her in other movies and still have a Wolverine character to tie into. But it actually seems like she fits a real purpose in this movie.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of depth. There's a lot of depth to a lot of the characters,
Even if she hasn't said a word yet in the trailers.
No, it's true. She has not had one line. But, with Logan, he kind of comes across as the reluctant father character.
Yeah, I think that's going to be his arc. Here.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And, you've got Xavier is almost kind of like this grandfather type character. So you got this whole, like, weird three-generational
family thing.
Yeah, and I feel like that's really going to ground the movie as far as the story goes and really give all the characters a lot of depth that maybe they haven't actually had before.
Yeah, and it's kind of an interesting way to take the Wolverine character. They're kind of trying to close him out. They're trying to retire him, right? Put him to the pasture. And this is kind of probably a way that Hugh Jackman and they all just think is a great way to do it. Like, sow some roots finally for the guy, give him some happiness, and maybe X-23 can do that for him, and can pass along a legacy and feel like full circle or completion to his life. I guess that's kind of like the arc that I'm guessing that they're going for.
Yeah, kind of have him ride off into the sunset, with some dignity and some closure. So we always have to rate these movies. So that's why we're here. So what do you think, Ray? Is it a midnight it? Is it a stream it? Or is it a forget it?
Right now, for me, it's a midnight it. It wasn't a midnight it before the trailers came out. To me, right now it is. It's a midnight it. I want to see it first night and see what the heck we got here because I think it can be. I think it can be special.
No, I completely agree. I'm with you. I'm very hit or miss with comic book movies, but this one I'm definitely midnight it.
It almost doesn't feel like a comic book movie, so
No. Yeah.
I'm really interested in when more. It looks like it's going to be different at the very least, and I'll take that right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm intrigued for sure.
All right, guys, feel free to let us know what you think. Write in the comments below how you would rate this trailer. How excited are you to see it? And also hit the subscribe button so that you can catch our next video. This is Car Ray Rob. I'm Ray.
I'm Rob.
Stay classy.